All right, here we go. Number 6. Matt's school brought 5,008 chairs. His brother's school brought 740 chairs. Matt added two numbers of chairs, or he added the two numbers of chairs. Matt wants to write the sum in a place value chart. Which digit should he write in the hundreds place? Okay, so this is another question that is kind of similar to number 4. So we're going to go ahead and write our two numbers because it says he added the two numbers of chairs. So we automatically know we're going to add those two numbers. So we're going to add 5,008. And then make sure we're lining up the place value, and we're going to add 740. Okay, so I have 8, 4, 7, and 5. Okay, now it says what digit should he write in the hundreds place? Well, let's go ahead and write our blank spaces. We know that's going to be a 4-digit number because this is a 4-digit number. We're going to go ahead and write the numbers in our blanks. Boom, 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 bang. Comma goes after 3. So it's asking for what number is in the hundreds place. Well, this is ones, this is tens, and this is hundreds, and this is thousands. Well, it's asking for the hundreds, so the only answer it could possibly be is 7. Okay, we're not going to worry about number 8 because it doesn't give us enough information to figure out what we're supposed to do. We are going to look at number 9. Jake has 30 baseball cards. Kyle has 24 baseball cards. Greg has half as many cards as Jake and Kyle have together. How would you write the boys' names in order from their least number of baseball cards to their greatest number of baseball cards? So this one is a little bit tricky when it comes to least or greatest. So we're going to say that Jake has 30, so we're just going to write that down. Jake equals 30, and Kyle equals 24, okay? Now, we're done with that part. It says Greg has half as many cards as Jake and Kyle have together. When we see that word together, it's going to ask us to add. So I'm going to go ahead and add these numbers right here. 0 plus 4 is 4. 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, so their total together is, okay, so the total that they have together is 54. Now, the next sentence it says, Greg has half as many cards as Jake and Kyle. All right, so half as many, which means that I need to figure out how much half of 50 is. Now, this is an easy way to divide. What we're going to do right here, we're going to write the number 54. We're going to split it into its parts of 50 plus 4. Well, I know that half of 50 is 25. I know that 50 cents is 2 quarters and 1 quarter is 25 cents. So that's another way to think about it. Okay, so I know that half of 50 is 25. And I know that half of 4 is 2. Okay, which equals 27. And that is the number of baseball cards that Greg is going to have. So Greg has 27. Now, these are all 2-digit numbers. Okay, I'll go ahead and write those over here too, just so we can have them all together. So 30 and then 24. Okay, now I'm done adding. I don't have to do anything else. I just need to figure out the numbers from from least to greatest. All right. Now, what I need to do is look at my highest place value. In this case, it's tens. Okay. So I'm going to look at just the tens place value. I have a 2, a 3, and a 2. All right. Well, if I'm going to least to greatest and I see the 3, I know that that is the greatest. So that's actually going to go last. All right, so I'll just write myself a note that that's going to go last. All right, and then I am going to look at my 2s. Well, those are the same. So I'm going to have to look at the 1's place value and see which number is bigger. Is 24 bigger or is 27 bigger? Well, I know that 4 comes before 7, so 7 is going to be greater than 4. Okay, so I know that if I'm going from least to greatest, 24 is going to go first. And then that means that 27 has to go in the middle because it's not first, it's not last, so it has to go into the middle, okay? So first, I'm going to look for Kyle. All right, so I'm going to go everywhere and I'm going to circle the name Kyle. Okay, and the only place that Kyle is first is C. So let me double check. Now I'm going to look for last, Jake being last, all right? So I'll put a box around the name Jake. And the only answer choice where Jake is last is also C. I mean, well, where he's last is C, and then also where he's last on D. So between C and D, do I want Kyle and Jake or just Jake to be in the correct place? Well, I want both of them to be in the correct place. Now let's check for Greg, all right? So we'll put a star by Greg's name. All right, and he should be in the middle. Well, the only place that Greg is in the middle, or there's two places, is A and C, but we already eliminated A, so the only logical answer right here is C. Okay, now this is a question that we're going to have to use the word problem and these numbers down here. It says, Mary rolled a set of 5 number cubes. She made a number less than 64,000, but greater than 53,000. Which number was in the thousands place? All right. Now, this is a short question, but it is very rigorous. Again, there's that word rigor. So she made a number less than 64,000. All right, so I'm going to write 64,000. All right, and there's a number here, and they're saying that it's less than 64,000. So I'm going to write my less than sign. Remember, 2 dots and 1 dot. This means the number is bigger. This means this number, what would be here, is smaller, okay, or less than. Now, and it says greater than 63,000. All right, so I'm going to write 63,000. And the number that we're trying to figure out is going to be greater than 63,000. So 63,000 is going to be less. Now, it's asking me to find a number that's greater than this number or less than this number based on what number is in the thousands place. There's a 3 in the thousands place here, and there's a 3 in the thousands place here. Now, it's not asking you to find a number that can replace both of these numbers. It's just saying what could be greater. Now, we know that it can't be a 4 because this is 64,000. Any other number, say 5, would be greater than 64,000. So we cannot change this number because anything over 4 would be greater than, and we want something that's less than. We can't choose 4 because that would be equal to, and we're looking for something that is less than. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate the 4 because I know that that can't be it. Now I'm going to look at my other numbers. Can it be a 6 in the thousands place? Well, 6 is greater than 3, but it's also greater than 4, so we can't have that answer. Okay, we also said it couldn't be 4 because 4 is equal to 4, and we're looking for something less than, not equal to this 4. Okay, the 5 is also greater than, so that can't be it. The only number left is 3. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. Well, it can't be 63,000 because that is equal to, but it could be 63,001. That fits the rule. So we're just looking at this thousands place value. We don't know what numbers are in our ones, tens, and hundreds, but we have to eliminate all of these numbers to get to a possible answer. So the answer is A, 3. Okay, Alicia said 31,897 was greater than 31,938 because 97 is greater than 38. Is she correct? Explain. All right, so let's go ahead and write our numbers down so that we can compare them, okay? So 31,897, and under it we're going to write 31,938, okay? So we're just going to go through and compare. Before we even look at our answers, we're going to compare, okay? So if we look at the thousands place, the 3 and the 3, those are the same, so that doesn't tell us anything. So we're going to move on and we're going to check the thousands place. Those are also the same, all right? Those are also the same. 1 and 1 are equal to each other. Now, 8 is smaller than 9, okay? So we know now that this number is greater than this number right here. So this is the greatest and this is the least, all right? Because 9 is greater than 8. Okay, so we're going to stop right there since we know which number is least and we know which number is greatest. Now let's reread the question. It says, Alicia said that 31,897 was greater than 31,938. Okay, so that statement already is not true because we said that 31,897 is less. And so that says it's greater. So when we say the answer, is she correct? We're saying no. So we can eliminate this answer choice that says yes, because that is not true. It's just not true. All right, so now we've eliminated it down to 3 answers. It's pointing to the greater, and 1 dot's pointing to the least amount. So 31,938 is greater than 31,897 because 8 ones are greater than 7 ones. Well, yes, 8 ones are greater than 7 ones, but is that the reason that we know this number is greater than this number? It's not. We stopped at the hundreds place value. So I'm looking for something to tell me about the hundreds place value because that's the first indicator that told me that this number was greater than this number. So no, that is not my answer, although this piece of information was correct, this piece of information was correct, and this was correct, but it's not how we knew, okay? Now it's going to say no. 31,938 is equal to. Well, we know right there, equal to, no way. They're not the same number, okay? So that is not the answer. Now this one is the only one we have left, but we still have to check it to make sure that it is a correct explanation. No, 31,938 is greater than 31,897. That's correct because 900s are greater than 800s. That is our answer because that's what we found first when we looked at the numbers and compared them. So that is why that one is correct. Many students will pick this answer because all those facts are true, yes, but that is not what told us that this number was greater than this number.